Welcome to Spill the Tea Part 2. A small part of this episode contains discussions around bullying and suicide, which may be distressing for some listeners. If you or someone else is struggling, please consider reaching out to a trusted friend, family member, or professional support service.
I have to let you know of a very unfortunate incident that happened to me during the week.
What could it be?
Has anyone ever had an instance where they're driving along a highway and they get a gurgle going on in their stomach?
A gurgle.
So your stomach starts to
hungry?
gurgle. No.
I've had the hunger gurgle.
Oh no, this was a
This is I need a shit gurgle, isn't it? Because I've had that feeling.
let's just say
You shit your pants.
it was a very unfortunate event where I didn't, thankfully, but
Oh.
I did roll down the embankment.
Are you okay? Did you roll in your own shit?
Thank God I did.
Carry toilet paper. We have toilet paper in our car for this particular reason.
Well, I've told.
I would
That is
also have nothing
hilarious.
in my car to help
Yeah,
assist.
yeah.
No, you all
I'm-
need a roll of toilet paper.
Was there cars behind you?
No, thankfully.
Oh.
But there were in the distance and I could see them coming. Unfortunately, I took no notice of where I was heading down in this embankment while I was gracefully rolling.
Were you pooing as you were rolling?
My clutch game is strong, okay? Even when I'm rolling down a hill. So
Get to the bottom. Get to the bottom.
Exactly. Let me stand up so I can get these pants
Throw
off.
myself down that hill.
I didn't actually take any notice of where I was headed. Just rolling. And then once I'm finished and
Rawhide.
yeah, rawhide. Once I finished,
And
I
I
look
go
up.
down, down, down in the burning ring of fire.
Where
Sorry.
did you end up, Paige?
I look up and the driver has got perfect vision where I landed and where I went.
No. Twas
Has
a
that
full
happened to you guys?
Twas a full moon.
It was a
Was
full
the-
moon. It was a
Was
full
the driver
moon.
looking or going,
The driver was doing these ones.
Was there at
Yes.
least grass?
There was grass, yes, there was lots of grass. And I was more worried about the snakes and the critters that could potentially have been in the grass.
Are there snakes in Tassie?
Yeah, we've got 3 of the deadliest snakes on our island.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought, I don't know. For some reason, I thought there wasn't snake.
Yep, there's snakes. There's snakes down here. Yep. So anyway, getting back to the story, has that ever happened to you guys? Have you guys ever
Absolutely
had
not.
to stop? Oh my goodness.
Look,
It's an experience.
yes, it has. It has happened to me.
I'm glad I'm not the only
but
one in this boat.
Not on the
It's a
highway
shit
though.
boat to be in.
Well, I have another story, but it's a wee story, not a poo story.
Oh.
Number one. It was when we were in Ireland and on one of our lovely drives from Belfast to Athlone, which is about 4 hours, and it was dark because it's always dark over there really early. We were driving home from Belfast and I really needed to stop and wee. And it didn't look like there was anything around, like there were houses way in the distance. And I was like, oh, we're good to pull over. I can't remember, was I driving or were you
Yes.
driving?
No, you.
I was driving. I'm like, okay, pull over, pull my tracksuit pants down. And
No. Carry on. You tell your story and then I'll tell my version.
Do a little squat.
Events.
And yeah. And then as I was midstream, I see 2 little headlights getting bigger and bigger coming towards me from what I didn't realize was a driveway that I decided
So
to
I'm
squat
going
in.
to jump in here.
Okay.
Emma pulled over on the side of the road, came around to my door, opened up my door, then opened up the back door, and proceeded to pee while looking at me.
Did I made eye contact? I tend to do
so
that.
Intimate.
And
Sweet.
yes, while peeing, I was like, Emma, this is a driveway. How do you know? Because there's lights coming down the driveway.
my gosh. So while I'm still peeing, I'm like getting scared because the lights are coming quite quickly towards us. So I'm pulling up my tracksuit and I
While you're peeing.
to pee my pants. And then I to like do the waddle walk over and jump back in
Oh
the car
my
and drive off
gosh.
in my own pee for the rest of the trip.
Okay, well, I don't feel as bad because I didn't
That
do
was
that.
actually really funny.
Yeah. Just while I'm embarrassing myself here. So I too had an unfortunate incident this week. I didn't poo my pants. Well, not that you did.
I didn't.
I made it to
Smells.
I made it to grass.
Smells lately I've been really sensitive to smells and even tastes. And I've recently discovered two things. I don't like the smell of the fabric softener that I'm using. It makes me quite ill. But
Pregnant.
no, but I'm such a tight ass that I refuse to get rid of the fabric softener until it's gone because everything's so expensive.
It's
And
understandable.
yeah. And two, I've also discovered that I cannot stand the taste of charcoal toothpaste. So I was brushing my teeth. I've been using this toothpaste maybe 2 months. Every time I use it, I think, oh, this is disgusting. But again, just keep using it because it's what we have. And I brush my teeth in the shower. I'm not sure if anyone else does. Some people might think it's gross. I think it's time efficient.
Yep. Agreed. Water efficient.
That's right. So I was brushing my teeth in the shower and my brain said, no, that's enough. And my tongue and my gag reflex started to happen. And all of a sudden, projectile vomit all over the shower.
My gosh.
It wasn't just one. It was stop and then, oh no, there's more. There's more.
There's more.
Until, yeah, my stomach contents were empty. And I looked down.
But wait,
and
I need to brush my teeth again.
I did brush my teeth again. I used my
sink.
daughter's little Colgate toothpaste instead. But I looked down and I saw the chunks that were on the ground and it was very thick.
Emma.
So I'm not sure if you can do a waffle stomp with vomit, but I did. So
Oh my god.
I can't with you.
Oh my god.
I can't. You're another level, you are. You're giving. You are giving. And I appreciate the information. But there is a level at which I will cut you off. And this is the level at which I'm going to cut you off. Waffle stomping your own chunky vomit. You absolute feral.
I am. I'm gross. But then I felt so disgusted by it that I like scrubbed the shower afterwards.
That's very kind
until
of
the
you.
house smelled like bleach, and then I felt better about that.
Oh my god.
I feel
You know
really
what's
sorry
actually
for
very
our
surprising
listeners.
for you is that you are easily triggered. Like if someone even dry heaves, you're like ready to vomit.
I'm getting better as I'm getting older, but particularly
Well,
after
what do you do
having
with your kids? Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, no, I'm much better. And my partner is probably the child that we have is getting worse and worse. I take your story and I raise you my story.
Yeah, you bloody raised the bar like 70,000 feet off the ground.
Well, what happened with me this week? I went back to work, my first day back at work after 10 months off maternity leave. And I went back to work for one day in the office and got sick. So here's the lesson. Don't go back
Don't go to work.
I was thinking just don't people, but okay.
Don't
yeah,
people.
Probably.
Don't people. This is it. I should not have peopled. I knew better. I should have listened to my gut.
And now look where you are. You're sick.
Now I'm sick.
Maybe that's why more people are working from home now. Like they say COVID has changed things, but maybe people are just like, I don't want to people anymore.
There's that. I completely understand that too.
But I want to also this week though, I want to talk about something that came up that I was quite interested in. And it was this clip of a mum running into a school classroom in Adelaide, yelling and swearing at a student in the classroom. There was no real context given as to why. It was just a clip that was shown. And my instant mum gut reaction was, that child's been bullying her
Yeah.
kid. Apparently, over the last 12 months, this child had been bullied, and the parents had gone to the school, had been following all the avenues, and nothing had changed. Nothing had been done. And I completely, and it was actually, I guess, the straw that broke the camel's back for this mum when her daughter had said that this girl had told her to go and hang herself. And she just collapsed into her mum's arms crying.
Oh, far
And
out.
this mum also is 20 weeks pregnant, I think. I also don't know how you react differently in that situation.
Yeah,
Of course, there is a
exactly.
better way to handle it. But if you have been dealing with this for 12 months and someone goes and says that you followed all the right protocols, you've done all the right things, and this is what this kid is still saying.
When's enough enough?
What I don't like about school systems, and my son has changed schools because of, it wasn't even bullying, it was sexual exposure in a toilet.
Oh,
Police were
gosh.
involved. I had many meetings with the school. It was disgusting, and he was only in year 1 at the time. And the school said their response to me was, there's like a red light system, and most kids in primary school are kind of that orange light and sometimes into the red. Some adults might think it's red light, but really it's that exploration, that orange light. And I'm like, no, what happened, that's not orange light. That shows that that child, who was also a young child, has either seen this happen before, had it experienced them, or been exposed to it. And it wasn't just my child. There's been many people that have gone to the police about it, and the school is kind of just sweeping it up under the rug. So the best thing that I could do for my child was to remove him from that school and put him in a safer situation. The same school, bullying wise, I know that it's not just that school, but I'm going to use it as an example, just how
Laxed.
the education system is, and their look on bullying and cyberbullying. So children have been bullied physically. Like one child, his head was rammed into a pole, point where it was bleeding, and the parents got called up. So this child now, he was a very quiet child, and he's been bullied continuously over the 3 years that he's gone to this school, and he's now acting out. So his parents are now being called to the school saying, your child's acting out, doing this, whatever, XYZ. That is because
they're not doing anything.
He's defending himself. He's taken it into his own hands to defend himself, and his little brain can't process everything that's happening. And this is the only way that he can feel safe. It's really upsetting. And that particular family, changing schools isn't really an option for them. It's their local school, and they don't have means to go to another school. So, each situation is different, and that's not for me to judge. But the situation, and it's many, many students, the situation of bullying is ridiculous, and the teachers aren't doing anything about it. The principal's not doing anything about it.
I think you've got to acknowledge that bullying happens in any school, regardless of whether it's free or privately funded. Like it
exactly.
It's how the school manages that. And my son has experienced bullying in school, and like had a great first couple of years at the school, and then in one particular year 3 attacks within 6 months while in the presence of teachers and teacher aides in the classroom.
Oh my goodness.
And we had a meeting with the principal and the teacher, and the feedback was that it was the responsibility of my child, who was being bullied, to set up some kind of code signal for when he felt uncomfortable in the classroom. And I just jumped in and I said, no, let's hold on a second. What that child did was not right. Let's address that. Let's put that out there, okay? Let's not make this an issue that it's my child's responsibility to now manage it, and let's not address the issue of that's wrong, those actions are not appropriate, and you as a school do not back those actions. So let's get that clear first. And what do you intend to do about it? Well, there was no mention of anything happening to the other children. In fact, nothing happened to the other children. Their parents were called to take them at home in that situation, and then they were back at school the next day. There was absolutely nothing that happened with those children. And yet my child had to go there feeling unsafe. And scared to go to school. So I pulled him out and I put him in a school that was going to deal with situations like that in a much better, much more proactive way.
A little bit of oversharing for myself. I also, when I was quite young, was bullied. I had ears that stuck out a bit. And as an adult, when I was able to, I chose to make that decision and got my ears pinned back. But I was picked up by my ears when I was young. Kids are horrible and schools don't do anything about it. They didn't back then. And they're still not doing. In fact, I think it's getting worse because teachers don't have the power to punish children any longer.
I think there's also that scare factor of that if you do something, you might lose your job. Yeah. I'm very proactive with if I hear of anything happening with my son now, I inform the teacher because I might say to them, I just want to let you know that this has happened. I'm not asking you to do anything about it, but I just want you to know that this has happened and I'm aware of it. Because if at some point my child does react and you try to expel or punish my child, I will say to you, no, we've had multiple events. You're aware of all of these events. And if you chose not to intervene or set up some measures to stop these two from communicating, interacting, whatever it is, I will back my child 110%. Because if he felt the need to act out, lash out, then he has felt backed into a corner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But they're not escaping it. So going into cyberbullying, kids can't escape it. They're getting bullied at school and then they're jumping on
social media,
messenger or social media and doing the same after school. And most children, even if you have a very good relationship with your parents, they probably don't feel comfortable going to their parents if they haven't already had that discussion. Look, you need to come to us if a situation arises. So some parents haven't had that hard conversation. So kids just think they have to cope with it themselves. And that's where horrible events like suicide does happen, or depression.
It's interesting, that old adage that sticks and stones can break my bones, but words will never hurt me. And nothing could be further from the truth.
That's right.
Yeah. Nothing could be further from the truth. That words do have an impact on people. Just because you are the one that is saying these things to someone and you don't take offense to them, that doesn't mean that someone more sensitive isn't taking that to heart and actually going, oh my God, they're saying these horrible things and they're being really mean. They mean what they're saying, and it's like, no, they're just trying to say something to hurt you.
Yeah.
And like, I know there's Messenger for Kids or something. No, my kid doesn't have that, because I feel like with kids, they're very reactive. So if someone does something or says something that they don't like, well, then they will either say or do something in return to equalize the hurt that they have.
Yeah.
And I think that if you say something or you do something one night and you see each other the next day at school, it's almost forgotten, and you're playing a game, playing handball, or you're on like the soccer fields and you're kicking a ball away together, like you've moved on from it. But in that moment, you're hurt and you just want to hurt back. And I think that kids don't have that ability to regulate yet. That's why my child doesn't have it and he won't.
Social and emotional regulation is something that I don't feel children really learn until they're
they've got to get
into
through
their
puberty
teens
first. Yeah, they've got to get through the hormones and the puberty first before they can.
That's
really...
right.
But I back that mum. I don't.
She probably
I think
could have gone around it.
I think she regrets how it was handled, but I feel like in that moment when your child is crying to you, saying that they have said this thing, and you go, well, thank God you came to me and didn't just go and do that. Because
exactly.
They have no idea, no concept of how much those words and what they say could actually, and we know that this has actually happened to some kids.
Yeah.
So I think when I was I don't want my kid to be another statistic. I absolutely agree with her.
Yeah. Suicide amongst like 15 to 17-year-olds is increasing. When I was in year 8, a year 12 student hung themselves, and nobody knew that they were depressed. They were a very popular student, but that was back quite a few years ago, before suicide was kind of, a light was shone on it. And so I'm not actually aware of the situation or the circumstances that led to that, but it does happen.
Yeah.
And people, more often than not now, your kids are going to grow up knowing somebody that does commit suicide because of whatever.
Death by suicide is a big is a big thing. And 9 times out of 10, you'll find that a person that has decided to go through with that form is almost elated, like they've made the decision that that's what they're going to do, and because they've made the decision, they put on this front that everything's fine, everything's good, because they've actually made that decision.
Yeah, so that situation with that mum and the student, I actually believe that the mum and dad have been issued some sort of letter or warning about them breaching the parent protocols of the school or something, and also that their child has been banned from school pending an investigation. Not the bully, but
No,
the
of course
child.
not.
Look, I'm a mama bear, and you just don't poke the mama bear. So I can see where that mum was coming from, and I hope that that bully now thinks twice about what they say and do moving forward. And I hope that bully's parents get involved and have a serious chat with their child, because it's not
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
Anyway, I just thought that maybe you guys might be able to tell me what you're doing for Valentine's Day next week. Are you into it or are you not into it? Is it all commercialized?
Humbug.
I love Valentine's Day because you know that I'm a big
You love
romantic at
love.
heart.
Oh, you are
I
pink.
love love. I love love.
Are you
Love
galentinesing it up then?
Potentially. I haven't decided yet. I haven't actually spoken to my girlfriends down here. But I would love to do something on Valentine's Day.
She go to
I'd like
Bunnings.
to. I know.
Find a husband at Bunnings.
Wear the shirt.
Yes. Yeah.
So you're not really into Valentine's Day anymore, Maura?
I don't think I ever was into Valentine's Day. I feel like it is very commercialized. I'm not into a Mother's Day or a Father's Day or a Valentine's Day. I feel like the birthdays are probably the big ones, obviously, because
Yeah.
it's very unique
Yeah.
to you. So yeah, I know. And I think I've been with my partner now for 18 years. Just another day.
Yeah, I've never been into it. I don't actually think I ever was with anyone on Valentine's Day other than obviously my partner now, but he doesn't really celebrate. I think the first year we're together, he sent me a bunch of those flowers, like they were flowers but chocolates,
Yes.
like chocolate roses.
Yep.
Yeah, and sent a bunch to my work, and that was really nice. But he hasn't done anything since. I mean, like that Christmas, he's not big on gift giving. That Christmas, he gave me first Christmas a fishing rod and a slow cooker. A fishing rod and a
He
slow
was
cooker.
dropping some major hints there.
Wow. See, the first year that I was with my first ex, he sent me a single red rose and a little teddy bear that said, I love you. And I was like, oh my God, that is the cutest thing ever. Because I love love. And then that was the last thing that he gave me.
First and last. Consistent.
Yeah.
That's right. And then my next partner, he bought me a massive big bunch of red roses with a little teddy bear again in there that said I love you. And I was like, this is just wow. I felt really special because I freaking love flowers and I love love.
Even if it was bought from the petrol station, like all the other guys at
Really?
Valentine's Day on the way home.
Absolutely, because it's the thought that counts.
Well, luckily for my husband, I prefer lilies. And lilies are way cheaper on Valentine's Day than roses are.
That's right.
I get surprised a lot though with random
Give me a
gifts
gerbera
and
any day.
flowers. Yeah, see?
Aww.
I get surprised a lot, so I guess I don't need a Valentine's Day. I just get a random.
But I think that's the best kind of gift is the just because gifts.
Yeah.
Hey, have you guys heard of mouth tape?
No. What is that?
Those times when people talk too much. No, it's to help. It's kind of like a sleep apnea thing. So to help people that snore, it's kind of like this weird like circle tape of, like the sports tape that's kind of stretchy that you can put on like for strapping. It's pretty much that, but you put it on your mouth.
Have you tried said snore tape?
No, I haven't. It's another TikTok thing. You guys have introduced me to TikTok, and I just get the most random
Created
things
the
come
monster.
up.
We've created a monster.
But yeah, and then it has like I think a tiny little hole just in case. I don't know.
You can't breathe.
What's the hole for?
Well, that's the thing. Again, with the experts, so people bring out these products and then the experts go, no, 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 you should not be using these because of XYZ. So apparently it can cause anxiety in people, like not being able to breathe properly.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah,
wake
that's
up really
understandable.
anxious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's understandable. But
And
also you're snoring because you can't get air through your nose.
yeah, most people have like a deviated septum or,
Exactly.
you
So,
know,
so
I
you're
know
slowly suffocating yourself to death.
this is like a fat, and you would wake up like people are waking up really tired, and that's obviously because they're not getting enough oxygen
Yeah.
overnight.
Exactly.
I know, but I was just wondering whether you guys, because I'm an habitual snorer, I probably have sleep apnea if I went and got tested. But I don't know, I'd be more likely to try. I've tried those little like nasal strips,
yeah.
and they actually do work. It like kind of pulls your skin away from your nasal passage. And I'm considering getting, I don't think I could do the whole face mask.
Yeah,
I just feel like I'd be like Darth Vader. Like it just wouldn't work. I don't think.
Luke,
I'd
I
probably
am
wake
your
up in the
father.
night pulling
It's
it
a
off.
new kink for the bedroom.
Yes.
Who's your daddy? Also, what does that mean? Sorry, sidetrack. What does
Yeah.
that mean?
Who's your daddy?
No, oh, sorry. No, you know when they go, call, you know, we like the girls go, "Hey, daddy." Why? Because why do you want to shag
Like
your
a sugar,
dad?
like
I
a
don't
sugar
get it.
daddy? Like a sugar daddy?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if people know what that means,
Yeah,
write in and let
can
us
you
know because
Why
let
do
us
people
know?
do that?
Like, is
Why?
it
Why?
is it because they have daddy issues
I
and
don't
they're
know.
well,
looking
I
for a
You know when they
daddy?
call like their boyfriends, like, "Hey, daddy."
I don't say hey daddy, but I call my partner daddy, but purely because I'm generally talking to the kids
In
and
front
I
of the
say
kids.
like whatever.
Yeah, I don't understand the
Sometimes I've
sexual
even forgotten his name. I'm
connotation.
just like daddy.
In all seriousness, if you can let us know what the fascination is or the fetish with calling your significant other
It disturbs
daddy.
me a lot.
I was thinking of an actor. Maybe what's that movie with Blake Lively and
Justin Baldoni.
yes, yes, it ends with us. Like I don't know what made my brain think of that, but something triggered it. I find him, oh, the attractiveness. I find him really good looking. And again, he plays like somebody that has a lot of sexual chemistry with people. And I loved him in This Is Us. And I kind of was, I don't know, doing a little bit of stalking as you do when you have a new crush on someone. And I was blown away that he just his reported treatment to Blake Lively and how much of a horrible person he appears to be.
Don't know. I think there is always two sides to a story. In fact,
Exactly.
I feel like an event happens and the same event can happen with two different perspectives.
But it's not just Blake, it's also
Ryan.
according to it, well, yeah, but of course Ryan's going to back his wife, right? No, it's the producer that also suggested that these things were happening.
I think it's hard to have a very staunch view on things when you're really only seeing one portrayal that the movie is putting up. Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm going to slightly eschew this, but on the scale of attractiveness, do you know who I find absolutely drop dead gorgeous? Dylan O'Brien.
Oh, do I have to Google this person now?
Yeah, who's that?
Dylan O'Brien was in Love and Monsters. He was in Maze Runner. All of the interviews that you see him do, and yes, I know that they're in the interviews and stuff, but all the he's very down to earth. He's very charismatic, funny.
I don't agree with you there, Paige, but you know, different strokes for different folks.
I think that he's absolutely gorgeous.
Dylan could make his way over to Tassie and give you a little bit of.
He's actually in Sydney at the moment.
I mean, close enough.
Or maybe if you make your way to Sydney, you could be one of those fangirls that stalk them at their hotels.
I'm not going to do that.
Get him to sign one titty.
My sister-in-law is an absolute pro at that. She is,
Really?
yeah, she just like, even the bodyguards were like, how did you know we were here? And she was like, because I'm me. So you should stop hiding from me and just let me in your group. But look, they loved her. The bands all loved her. And they knew her by the first name by the end of it.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
wow. That's commitment.
Yeah. Well, when you're a teenager and have nothing else to do.
well, there's that.
Why not?
So, bullying is something that no one should ever have to go through, and it's up to us to create a safer, kinder world, whether it's in schools, workplaces, or online. So, if you know somebody that's struggling, make sure that you speak up and know that they're not alone. Always keep the conversation going and work towards a future where respect and kindness wins. Well, that was a ride. Whether we're talking about the unexpected side of OnlyFans or the very unexpected side of a dodgy stomach in public, life is full of surprises. If today's chat gave you a laugh or made you feel a little too seen, let us know. We love hearing from you. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and most importantly, never trust a fart after 30. Thanks for listening. That's what she said.
Bye.
Bye.